The hall on Moonbase Epsilon 9 was silent. Leaders from many worlds had gathered there for a peace summit. The tall and glowing alien queen of the Zaryth Empire stood at the center. Her skin shimmered under the lights and her guards stood close behind. She raised her hand to speak, but before she could say a word, her body trembled. Her eyes rolled back. She fell to the ground with a loud thud. Everyone froze. People from different species gasped. Chaos followed. Zaryth guards rushed to her side. Human guards, who were standing around the room for safety, moved in too. One of them, a young man named Alex, pushed through the crowd. His face showed both worry and confusion. The queen's breathing was slow. Her body shook in strange patterns. Alien doctors arrived quickly. They used machines that lit up in red. The doctors whispered in their own language. One of them looked up and said the words in broken English, "Heart seizure." We don't know why. The Zaryth leaders turned toward the humans. Their eyes were full of blame. One tall alien shouted, "This is an attack. Humans want our queen dead." Alex took a step back. He felt cold inside. He had done nothing wrong, but the look in their eyes made him feel guilty. Human commanders tried to calm the aliens. They promised a full check of all systems and guards, but the air was full of tension. Later in the control room, humans talked in worried voices. The medical team could not find a clear reason for the queen's condition. Her health was getting worse. She was placed in a high-security medical room. No one was allowed near her except top doctors. Alex sat alone in the guard lounge. His helmet sat beside him on the table. He stared at the floor. He kept thinking about the moment the queen fell. Something felt wrong, but he could not explain it. An older guard walked by and said, "Orders say we stay away from this. Let the doctors handle it." Alex nodded but stayed quiet. His gut told him not to let it go. He went back to the hallway where the queen collapsed. He stood in the same spot. He looked around at the cameras. Everything looked normal. But then he remembered something strange. Right before the queen fell, the lights flickered. Just for a second. It was quick, almost like a glitch. He checked the security footage. The flicker was there. He looked at the time. 6 minutes of footage was missing. It jumped from one moment to the next, with nothing in between. Alex called the tech officer. She said there was no record of the missing minutes. The system showed no errors. "That's not possible," Alex said. "Someone removed it. On purpose." He asked for the logs from nearby areas. Some showed the same time gap. Others were fine. It did not follow a pattern. Alex sat back. He did not understand everything yet. But one thing was clear. The queen's fall was not natural. Someone wanted her to collapse. Oh no, and they had used the moon base to make it happen. He looked out at the stars through the glass window. He felt a strange mix of fear and duty. He knew that finding the truth could be dangerous. It could start a war or save the peace. But he also knew he could not stop now. Something bad had happened. And he was the only one who had seen the first clue. He picked up his helmet, put it on, and walked out of the room. His next steps would lead him deeper into a secret that no one else wanted to see. Alex walked through the empty halls of Epsilon 9. Most people stayed inside after the queen's collapse. The mood across the base was heavy. Some humans whispered about war. Others just wanted answers. But Alex wanted the truth. He started his search with the medical bay. It was under heavy guard. He showed his ID and asked to speak with the alien doctors. At first, they refused. But one doctor, smaller and older than the rest, agreed to talk in private. Her heart failed, the doctor said. But her body is strong. It should not happen. Something strange inside her blood. We cannot find it. Was it poison? Alex asked. We don't know, the doctor answered. But her brain shows a sharp shock, like something hit her nerves. Alex thanked the doctor and left. He knew he needed more help. He could not do this alone. He went to the alien section of the base. It was dark and quiet. Only a few guards stood near the doors. He asked for Vira, one of the Zaryth security officers he had met during patrols. Vira was tall, with green eyes and silver lines on her face. She looked at him with doubt. "Why do you want to talk to me?" she asked. "I think someone hurt the queen," Alex said. "And I think the answer is here. It's not in human hands." Vira watched him for a long moment. Then she nodded slowly. "Come, but speak carefully." They walked into a small room. Alex showed her the missing footage. Vira's eyes narrowed. That is not allowed. Security cameras cannot be changed. But it was, Alex said. And not just in one place. Other areas too. Vira opened her tablet and searched the base network. She found something strange. A short signal had gone out from the Queen's room just before she fell. It lasted only 10 seconds. The source was unknown. Wait. It was not from human systems, she said. But not from Zaryth Tech either. It is something new. Could it be from old labs? Alex asked. Vira nodded. There are research labs below the base. Closed years ago. But some still have power. They checked the maps. One lab showed signs of recent activity. Lights were still on, though the lab was marked as sealed. Alex and Vira decided to go. They moved at night, away from cameras. They used old tunnels under the base. The air was cold and dusty. The walls had cracks, and some lights flickered. They reached the lab door. It was locked, but Vira used her tool to open it. Inside, they found machines covered in dust. But some were still running. Screens showed wave patterns. Tables were full of old files and wires. Alex looked closer. The machines showed brain scans. Not human, not Zaryth, but mixed. Someone had been testing how signals affect alien minds. These tests are dangerous, Vira said. They are banned. This lab should not be active. Suddenly, a red light flashed. The door behind them closed. Security bots came from the walls. Alex grabbed a metal rod. Vira used her stun stick. They fought fast. Sparks flew. One bot hit Alex, but he dodged the next. After a hard fight, they destroyed the bots. The door opened again. Both were breathing heavy. We have to leave now, Vira said. But this is proof. Someone is using this lab. Someone wanted to hurt the Queen. Alex nodded. He looked back at the lab. He knew the truth was deeper than he thought. Now someone knew they were looking. Alex and Vira moved quickly through the tunnels. The fight with the security bots had made one thing clear. Someone knew they had entered the lab. Someone wanted to stop them. But Alex was more sure than ever that the answer was inside that hidden room. Back in his quarters, Alex cleaned the small wound on his arm. It burned, but he didn't care. He copied the data from the lab onto a private chip and hid it inside a wall panel. He then went to meet Vira again. They met in a quiet storage room. Vira placed a shield over the door to block signals. I looked deeper into the lab's data, she said. It was used by a group that believed in controlling alien minds. They thought peace would come only if aliens followed human thought patterns. Alex frowned. That's not peace. That's control. Yes, Vira agreed. The group was banned years ago, but someone kept their work alive. They studied the data together. It showed many tests. All of them focused on alien brainwaves. One file stood out. It had the Queen's brain pattern. The date was only 2 weeks before the summit. They scanned her mind without her knowing, Alex said. And they built a frequency that would affect only her, Vira added. Alex sat back. So the signal that hit her during the summit came from this lab? Vira nodded. But it was sent from somewhere else. The lab has no long-range tools. They checked the base's internal logs. Many areas were under watch, but one section had weak security. It was the old science dome near the outer wall. It still had working antennas. That's where the signal was sent, Alex said. We need to check it out. That night, they moved again. The science dome was cold and quiet. Dust covered the windows. Inside, old machines hummed. One large antenna pointed toward the Queen's chamber. Alex checked the system. A log showed a signal sent at the exact time of the Queen's collapse. It matched the one from the lab. Someone stood here and pushed the button, he said. They planned it all. Vira found a fingerprint on the control pad. She scanned it into her tablet. I'll match this with our base records, she said. They left the dome and returned to the main building. On the way, Vira's tablet beeped. The print belongs to a person named Levan, she said. He worked here long ago, a scientist, but he was fired. His name was removed from records. Then how is he still here? Alex asked. He must be using a fake name. We need to find out who he is now. They searched the crew list. One face looked familiar. A man named Victor. He worked in cleaning and maintenance. He kept to himself. Few people spoke to him. That's him, Vira said. His eyes matched the old photo. He hid for years. Alex stood up. We need to catch him before he runs. But it was too late. When they reached Victor's room, it was empty. His things were gone. A window was broken. He had escaped. On the floor, they found a small box. Inside was a vial with blue liquid. A note read, "She was the first. Others will follow." Alex held the vial in his hand. It was cold. He looked at Vira. "He's planning more." This was just the beginning. Vira nodded. "And we must stop him." They left the room in silence. The queen still lay in her bed, weak and fading. But now they had a new goal. Find Levan, stop the next attack, and save the peace before it was too late. The lights were dim inside the small room where Alex sat, holding the blue vial. He turned it in his hand, watching the thick liquid inside. The note still echoed in his mind. She was the first. Others will follow. He knew time was running out. Vira entered quietly. She held a tablet with the latest reports. The queen's condition is worse. Her body is not healing. Doctors say her organs are slowing down. If we don't act fast, she may not survive. Alex stood up. "We have to understand this vial. If we can learn what's in it, maybe we can stop it. Maybe we can help her." Vira nodded. "There is one person who can study it. A human biochemist named Laura. She works in the science wing. Quiet, smart, and not part of any group." They went to Laura's lab. She was surprised to see them, but listened carefully when they explained. She looked at the vial and raised an eyebrow. "This is not natural," she said. "It's a mix of human and alien elements. Whoever made this knew both species well. Can it be cured?" Alex asked. Laura shook her head. "I don't know yet. Give me some time. I'll run tests. But be careful. If someone finds out you have this, you'll be in danger." They left the lab and returned to a quiet corner of the base. They checked the cameras and movement logs. There was no sign of Levan. It was like he vanished. Hours passed. Finally, Laura called them back. "What?" Her face looked serious. "I found something," she said. "The vial contains a chemical that blocks nerve signals in Zaryth biology. But in humans, it has no effect. That's why no one noticed it in the queen's blood. It was made to be invisible to our tests." "So it was meant only for her," Vira said. "Yes," Laura replied. "But I also found something else. A weak signal inside the chemical. It's like a code. When a matching wave is sent, it activates. That must be what triggered the heart seizure." Alex felt his heart sink. "So if someone has more of this, they can attack again." "Yes," Laura said.
"Unless we stop the signal or create a blocker."
Vira pulled out a small device. "I took this from the lab. It can copy wave signals. Maybe we can make it send the opposite frequency?" Laura smiled for the first time. "That could work. I'll help you." They worked together through the night. They tested signals, built a small blocker, and checked its power. It was not strong, but it could be used close to the queen. The next morning, they entered the medical room. Guards stopped them, but Vira showed her rank. Inside, the queen looked pale and weak. Machines beeped slowly around her. Alex placed the blocker near her bed. It hummed softly. Within minutes, the queen's breath became smoother. Her skin color changed slightly. The doctor stepped forward. "What did you do?" "We stopped the signal," Alex said. "She's not cured yet, but this will help." The doctor nodded. "Then keep it running." Outside the room, Vira looked at Alex. "We bought some time. Now we need to find Levan." "He's still planning something," Alex agreed. "He's hiding somewhere on this base, and he has more of this weapon. Can't wait." Vira opened her tablet. "I traced power use in hidden places. There's a supply room drawing more energy than normal. No cameras." "That's him," Alex said. They grabbed their gear and moved fast. This time, they were not just chasing truth. They were going to stop a killer, and they had no idea what waited for them behind that door. Alex and Vira stood outside the supply room. The metal door was cold and silent. No sound came from inside, but the energy readings were clear. Someone was in there. Alex held his scanner. It showed heat signs. One person not moving much. Maybe watching something. Maybe working. "We go in fast," Vira said. "No time to waste." Alex nodded, pulled out a small tool and unlocked the door. It slid open slowly. The room was dark, filled with old boxes and shelves. In the corner, a figure sat at a table, typing on a screen. Wires ran across the floor. Machines blinked with red lights. Levan, Alex said. The man turned. It was Victor, the cleaner. But now he looked different. His eyes were sharp, cold, his face calm. You found me, he said, faster than I thought. Stop what you're doing, Vira said. You tried to kill the queen. You almost started a war. Levan smiled. That was the plan. The war should have started years ago. The people are not ready to share power. Humans were meant to lead. Alex stepped forward. You think humans are better? That's why you hurt her? She is the first, Levan said. She was a symbol. Remove the symbol, and fear spreads. Fear brings control. Then we guide the galaxy. Alex looked at the machines. Reader now. The next wave, Levan said. I have signals ready. I can strike every Zaryth on this base. All at once, Vira raised her weapon. Then this ends now. But before she could fire, Levan hit a switch. The floor shook. The door slammed shut behind them. You think you can stop this with one gun? Levan laughed. I built this for years. You are too late. Alex saw a power cord near the table. He jumped forward and pulled it free. The screen blinked and turned off. Machine stopped. Levan yelled and rushed at him. They struggled. The fight was hard. Levan was strong. Grabbed Alex and threw him into a shelf. Boxers fell. Vira jumped in and struck Levan with her stick. He stumbled. Alex got up and tackled him to the ground. They held him down and tied his hands with wire. Levan cursed and shouted, but they ignored him. Alex looked at the control panel. He almost sent it. Another minute and it would be over. Vira checked the machines. We can use this as proof. He saved records of everything. This ends his plan. They called for backup. Soon, human and alien guards arrived. Levan was taken away, still yelling about human rule and alien weakness. Later, in the medical room, the queen opened her eyes. She was weak but awake. The blocker had worked. She was alive. The Zaryth leaders came to see her. Human leaders, too. Alex and Vira stood in the back, quiet. The queen looked at them and spoke in a soft voice. You saved not just me, but peace. I know what was planned. I thank you. The base held a meeting. Alex showed the files. Vira explained the machines. Levan's plan was clear. Both sides listened. After the meeting, Vira turned to Alex. You were just a guard. Now you are more. Alex smiled. I just wanted to find the truth. And you did, she said. But this is not over. Others like him may still hide. Alex nodded. He looked around the room. The base was safe again. But the galaxy was full of shadows. He would be ready for the next one. The hallway outside the council room was full of quiet voices. Leaders from both sides waited for news. Guards stood alert. Alex leaned against the wall, tired but focused. He watched every face, every move. He knew there was still danger. Inside, Vira spoke with the council. She explained how Levan had used old labs, broken systems, and fake names. She told them about the mind signals and the chemical that had almost killed the queen. The leaders listened, their faces tight with worry. The queen was awake now, but still weak. Doctors said she would live, but she needed time to recover. Her chamber was guarded day and night. One could come close without full checks. After the meeting, Vira joined Alex in the hallway. They believe us, she said. But they want proof that the danger is gone. Alex looked around. We gave them Levan. We stopped the signal. What more do they need? Trust takes time, Vira said. And fear moves faster than truth. Later, they returned to Laura's lab. She was working on the leftover chemical from the vial. I found something new, she said. The chemical had a second part. Not just to hurt the queen, but to mark her. Like a signal tag. Someone could track her anywhere on the base. Alex frowned. So even with the blocker, she's still being watched? As Laura said. But I made a neutralizer. If we give her this, the signal will break. Vira took the vial from Laura. Let's do it now. They went to the medical wing. Alex showed the guards the clearance papers. Inside, the queen rested with her eyes closed. A healer stood by her bed. Vira stepped forward and gave the injection. The queen moved slightly, then opened her eyes. She looked at Vira and Alex. Her voice was soft but clear. "You returned," yes, Vira said. "You are safe now." The queen nodded. "I know. I can feel the difference." The healer checked the machines. Her heart rate is stronger. Signal is gone. Alex stepped back. He felt a weight lift from his chest. The mission was not over, but this was a win. Outside the room, a human officer waited for him. "Command wants to see you." In the command center, Alex met with high-ranking humans. They thanked him and Vira for their work. But there was a new problem. "Some files are missing," the commander said. Levan had help. Someone erased logs after his arrest. Alex felt anger rise in his chest. "You mean there's someone else?" "Yes," the commander said. "And they are still free." Vira arrived and heard the news. "Then we have one more hunt." They checked the systems again. One name kept showing up. A supply tech named Harris. He had worked near Levan's storage room, always on night shifts. No one noticed him much. "That's our link," Alex said. They moved fast, but when they reached Harris's room, it was empty. He was gone. A message was left on the table, a single line written by hand. "The fire is not out." Alex crushed the paper in his hand. He escaped. Vira looked at the hallway cameras. He took a ship. "Left the base 10 minutes ago." "Where is he going?" Alex asked. "Unknown," Vira said. "But not far." "Not yet." Alex stared at the screen. He knew the mission had changed again. Levan was caught, but the plan was bigger. Someone else was out there, still ready to strike. But now, Alex and Vira were ready too. They would find the second traitor. They would stop the next wave. And they would not stop until the stars were safe again. The base was quiet, but not calm. After Harris escaped, every hallway felt tense. Guards checked every corner. Security was tighter than ever. But Alex knew one thing. The danger had not passed. It had only changed. He and Vira sat in the command room watching the last recorded flight logs. Harris had used a small shuttle and disappeared into the dark side of the moon. No signal, no trace. He had planned it well. "He's hiding," Vira said. "He didn't leave for another planet. He's close." Alex nodded. "He may have left traps behind. He may still try to hurt the queen." They checked storage files again. One shipment had not been opened. It had come in with cleaning supplies, but the weight was too high. Vira led a team to the storage room. Inside, they found a metal box, locked and sealed. Alex opened it carefully. Inside were more vials. Some were blue like the first, others were red. Laura arrived and tested them quickly. "The red ones are worse," she said. "They can hurt more than one alien at once. These were made for a mass attack." Alex stared at the box. He was planning a second strike. Bigger, deadlier. Gah! Vira called the council. They showed the vials, the logs, and the proof that Harris was part of Levan's group. The leaders were shocked, but they believed the danger was real. The queen, still weak, spoke again. This time, to all the base members, through a message. "Fear almost ended our peace, but courage saved it. I trust those who stood with truth, and I believe peace can still grow." Her words reached every room. Tension slowly began to fade. Later, Alex sat in the open garden at the edge of the base. Stars above him were calm and wide. Vira joined him, holding 2 warm drinks. "You look tired," she said. "I am," Alex answered. "But I'm glad we stopped the attack." "You didn't just stop it," Vira said. "You saved her life. You saved peace." Alex looked down. "I was just a guard." "Now you're more than that," she said. "You saw the truth when others looked away." The next day, Alex stood in front of both councils. They gave him a new role. He was named a special peace officer to help watch for threats between species. Vira was named his partner. As they left the hall, messages came in. One was from deep space, signal with no sender, but with words that chilled them both. "You stopped the first, but we are many. Watch the stars." Vira read it twice. More of them. They won't stop. Ooh. Alex looked at the stars again. Then we won't stop either. In the following weeks, they worked across the base. They cleared old labs, fixed broken systems, and trained new guards. They helped write new rules to stop such plots before they could grow. The queen recovered slowly, but she stayed strong. She met with human and alien leaders. Her voice was clear. We must grow wiser, together. One evening, Alex returned to the garden. He looked up at the sky, now brighter with peace. He remembered the day it all began. The fall of the queen, the missing minutes, the quiet search. Now it was over, but he knew peace must be guarded, not with weapons, but with truth, with people willing to stand up when no one else would. Like him, like Vira, like all those who chose peace, even when it was hard. And as the stars watched in silence, he promised himself one thing: he would never stop watching back.